Lesson 5. What is God's purpose for the earth? Paragraph 1. Why did God create the earth? Jehovah gave the earth to men and women. It is our home. Therefore, the first human couple, Adam and Eve, were not created to populate the heavens. God had already created angels to live in heaven. Job chapter 38 verses 4 and 7 read, Where did you happen to be when I founded the earth? Tell me, if you do know understanding. Job 38:7, When the morning stars joyfully cried out together, and all the sons of God began shouting in applause. Rather, God took the first man and settled him in a delightful paradise called the Garden of Eden. Genesis chapter 2 verses 15 through 17 read, And Jehovah God proceeded to take the man and settle him in the Garden of Eden, to cultivate it and to take care of it. And Jehovah God also laid this command upon the man, From every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction, but as for the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it, for in the day that you eat from it, you will positively die. Jehovah gave him and his future offspring the prospect of enjoying life without end on earth. Psalms chapter 37 verse 29 read, The righteous themselves will possess the earth, and they will reside forever upon it. Psalm chapter 115 verse 16 reads, As regards the heavens, to Jehovah the heavens belong, but the earth he has given to the sons of men. Originally, only the Garden of Eden was a paradise. The first human couple were to fill the earth with their offspring. In time, they were to subdue the entire globe and make it a paradise. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 reads, Further, God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful, and become many, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have in subjection the fish of the sea, and the flying creatures of the heavens, and every living creature that is moving upon the earth. The earth will never be destroyed. It will always be mankind's home. Psalm chapter 104 verse 5 reads, He has founded the earth upon its established places. It will not be made to totter to time indefinite or forever. Paragraph 2. Why is the earth not a paradise now? Adam and Eve disobeyed God, so Jehovah put them out of the garden. Paradise was lost, and no man has succeeded in restoring it. The Bible says, Earth itself has been given into the hand of a wicked one. Job 9 verse 24. Genesis chapter 3 verses 23 and 24 read, With that, Jehovah God put him out of the Garden of Eden to cultivate the ground from which he had been taken. And so he drove the man out and posted at the east of the Garden of Eden the cherubs, and a flaming blade of a sword that was turning itself continually to guard the way to the tree of life. Has Jehovah abandoned his original purpose for mankind? No. He is almighty. He cannot fail. Isaiah chapter 45 verse 18 reads, For this is what Jehovah has said, the Creator of the heavens. He, the true God, the former of the earth and the maker of it. He, the one who firmly established it, who did not create it simply for nothing, who formed it even to be inhabited. I am Jehovah, and there is no one else. He will restore the human race to the way he meant it to be. Psalm 37 verses 11 and 34 read, meek ones themselves will possess the earth, and they will indeed find their exquisite delight in the abundance of peace. Hope in Jehovah and keep his way, and he will exalt you to take possession of the earth. When the wicked ones are cut off, you will see it. Paragraph 3. How will the paradise be restored? Paradise will be restored on earth during Jesus' rule as God's king. In a battle called Armageddon, Jesus will lead God's angels and destroy all who oppose God. Then Jesus will imprison Satan for 1,000 years. God's people will survive the destruction because Jesus will guide and protect them. They will enjoy everlasting life in a paradise on earth. Revelation chapter 20 verses 1 to 3 read, And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven with the key of the abyss and a great chain in his hand. And he seized the dragon, the original serpent who is the devil and sin, and bound him for 1,000 years. And he hurled him into the abyss, and shut it and sealed it over him, that he might not mislead the nations any more until the 1,000 years were ended. After these things he must be let loose for just a little while. Chapter 21 verses 3 and 4 read, With that I heard a loud voice from the throne say, Look, the tent of God is with mankind, and he will reside with them, and they will be his peoples. And God himself will be with them, and he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more, neither will mourning, nor outcry, nor pain be any more. The former things have passed away. Paragraph 4. When will suffering end? When will God bring an end to evil on earth? Jesus gave a sign to indicate when the end would be near. Present world conditions threaten man's survival and show that we now live in the conclusion of a system of things. Matthew 24 verses 3, 7 to 14, 21 and 22 read, While he was sitting upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples approached him privately, saying, Tell us, when will these things be, and what will be the sign of your presence, and of the conclusion of the system of things? For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be food shortages and earthquakes in one place after another. All these things are the beginning of pangs of distress. Then people will deliver you up to tribulation, and will kill you, and you will be objects of hatred by all the nations on account of my name. Then also many will be stumbled, and will betray one another, and will hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and mislead many, and because of an increasing in lawlessness, the love of a greater number will cool off. But he that has endured to the end is the one who will be saved. And this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth, for a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. For then there will be a great tribulation, such as not occurred since the world's beginning until now. No, nor will occur again. In fact, unless those days were cut short, no flesh would be saved. But on account of the chosen ones, those days will be cut short. During Jesus' 1,000-year rule from heaven over the earth, he will bring all suffering to an end. Isaiah chapter 9 verses 6 and 7 read, and chapter 11 verse 9 read, For there has been a child born to us, there has been a son given to us, and the princely rule will come to be upon his shoulder. And his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. to the abundance of a princely rule, and to peace there will be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, in order to re-establish it firmly, and to sustain it by means of justice and by means of righteousness, from now on and to time indefinite. The very zeal of Jehovah of armies will do this. They will not do any harm or cause any ruin in all my holy mountain, because the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah, as the waters are covering the very sea. Besides serving as king, Jesus will act as high priest, and will cancel the sins of those who love God. Thus, by means of Jesus, God will eliminate sickness, aging, and death. Isaiah chapter 25 verse 8 and chapter 33 verse 24 read, "He will actually swallow up death forever, and the sovereign Lord Jehovah will certainly wipe the tears from all faces, and the reproach of his people he will take away from all the earth, for Jehovah himself has spoken it." And no resident will say, "I am sick." The people that are dwelling in the land will be thus pardoned for their error. Paragraph 5. Who will live in the future paradise? People who obey God will live in paradise. 1 John chapter 2 verse 17 reads, "Furthermore, the world is passing away, and so is its desire, but he that does the will of God remains forever." Jesus sent his followers to search for meek people and to teach them how to become acceptable to God. Today, Jehovah is preparing millions of people for life in the future paradise on earth. Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 3 reads, "Seek Jehovah, all you meek ones of the earth, who have practiced his own judicial decision. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. Probably you may be concealed in the day of Jehovah's anger." At Kingdom Halls of Jehovah's Witnesses, people learn to be better husbands and fathers and to be better wives and mothers. Children and parents worship together and learn how to benefit from the good news. Micah chapter 4 verses 1 to 4 read, "And it must occur in the final part of the days that the mountain of the house of Jehovah will become firmly established above the top of the mountains, and it will certainly be lifted up above the hills, and to it peoples must stream. And many nations will certainly go and say, 'Come, you people, and let us go up to the mountain of Jehovah, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will instruct us about his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion law will go forth, and the word of Jehovah out of Jerusalem. And he will certainly render judgment among the peoples, and set matters straight respecting mighty nations far away. And they will have to beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning shears. They will not lift up sword nation against nation, neither will they learn war any more. And they will actually sit, each one under his vine and under his fig tree, and there will be no one making them tremble, for the very mouth of Jehovah of armies has spoken it." If you would like a Bible study at a time and place to suit you, please navigate your browser to jw.org and follow the links online. Thank you for listening.